Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Age 40 Years. Back here with another blind on some interesting stuff here. If you are new here, my name is Greg, and been going at this for about a little over a year now. And we are a channel focused on reviewing whiskey, doing blinds, having fun, and sharing some good stories. So today we've got a four-way blind of 12-year age-stated product. I do know what's in the blind, and I will go ahead and tell you just so you have some awareness as I'm going through it. Now, also made a change here recently. I used to use little clips on the bottom of here. They're kind of a pain to get on and off. Lately, I've been acquiring new glasses from distilleries, or I got like this one from a gift pack for this Heaven Hill one. I don't know if you can see this, but there's an eagle on that one. Eagle Rare, of course, got that a Buffalo Trace. There is a tree with a RR on here for Russell's Reserve. Second one is blank, so that one's not very exciting, but that's how I'm differentiating these. That's how the blind was poured, was based on the glass and the icon on it. So I thought that'd be kind of a fun way to change it up. What is in this blind is what I'm going to share next. So I have had 3 of these 4 products. One of them, two of them I like literally just got. You may have ended up here after watching my Eagle Rare 12 review, my most recent video. So Eagle Rare 12 is in here. Just got that bottle recently. A mainstay in the 12-year age stated product, Weller 12. Harder to find. I've had more success with it lately, but it falls in a similar proof point as Eagle Rare 12 itself, and then the highest proof point I have is going to be Jack Daniel's 12-year batch 3. That one's 107 proof versus a 90 for Weller 12 and a 95 for Eagle Rare 12. And then the mystery one that I have not had yet is 1792 age 12 years. I literally opened the bottle for this blind. That one comes in at 96.6 proof. So, anywhere from 90 to 107 proof. We'll see if that makes a difference as we go through these. But I thought, hey, I've got some extra 12 stuff suddenly, and it'd be fun to compare what does 12 years really equate to as you go across some of these lines. Now, I do want to mention, just because this one has an eagle on it does not mean Eagle Rare is in there, okay? I have no idea what's in them. It's on a secret piece of paper that my wife gave me. But again, eagle, blank, tree, and Heaven Hill is the glasses that we have. Shout out to all those distilleries, including blank. One other reminder, if you would, please like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hey, if you want to turn on notifications to let you know that a new excellent video from Age 40 Years has come out, that'd be great. This video, though, is the younger brother of our channel. This is the Age 12 Years video. You can chalk that up as a dad joke, being that it's right around Father's Day. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to review them, going to score them, and then we'll rank them. We'll put these glasses to the side, and then we'll do a final ranking on what we think. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first glass, which is the Eagle. Again, the Eagle on it. Love that logo. I mean, I like the Eagle Rare logo, but when you pull that off of the bottle and just use that Eagle, that's pretty cool. That looks good. Now this one seems to be a little darker, which is interesting. They're all 12-year, right? So I don't know how one would get necessarily darker than another, other than proof. So I may predict these along the way. My initial inkling is this might be the Jack 12, just because it's a little bit darker and it's a little bit higher proof. But is that 10 proof point over the 1792? Hard to say. There's a whole lot that goes into what the color would be, not just proof, obviously. So let's go ahead and nose this one. Okay, that's a great start. I have a feeling my opinion is going to be I like all of these, and we're going to be splitting hairs. But this guy starts off real good. You know what's funny? I have a Trader Joe's sparkling plain water, not flavored, because I didn't want to mess up things here. I feel like the bubbles kind of help with the palate cleanse. It must have a ton of carbonation because it's just over there popping, just going like crazy. Now, I'm not sponsored by Trader Joe's. I would love to be. My friend works there. Taking any and all sponsorships to Trader Joe's that are being offered. And hey, if they would like to send me a whiskey to review, I'm in. Nose on the first one's really good. Very caramely, nice and rich. You can tell that it's got some age to it just by the overall profile of that. I mean, it's complex. Got some good vanilla in there. A little bit of I can't quite tell. A little bit of tobacco-y, but there's like a it's not a butterscotch. Something in there that's really, really smells good. Let's go ahead and move on to the palate. That is quite nice. Now, I will say it has like a little bit of a. Now this is batch 3. Can't remember what year that came out. It's either last year or 2 years ago. I think it's actually 2 years ago. But I could have that totally wrong. It has a little bit of funkiness on the finish that I don't know that I love, but the nose is great. The palate has basically the same characteristics as the nose. Pretty powerful nose on that. Yeah, a little bit of funk on the back end of that, but the palate's really nice. Tobacco-y, oaky, pretty complex. You can tell that it's got some age on it just with the way that palate kind of works and moves around, and you kind of in and out of different flavors, taste, profile, stuff like that. That's a good start. It always seems like the first one is just like burdened by being first, but then everybody else has to try and live up to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and score that one. All right, there we go. Here we go. Here's my Trader Joe's sparkling plain water, but it's bubbly. See, that's a nice palate cleanse because you get a little bit of minerality on your palate afterwards, but it's immediately gone. So now I feel like, bam, you use that bubbles, clean that palate off, move on to the next one. All right. So number 2, again, this is the blank glass. There's nothing on here. It's not completely true. It says Glencairn glass on the bottom, but they all say that. So that would be lying to you. You know, interestingly enough, all of these printed the logo, so the logo also then reads the Glencairn glass correctly. So I guess what I'm saying is, to you, if I'm drinking logo first and I flip it up like this, it's going to read the Glencairn glass easily to you. And all of them did that. The Buffalo Trace Eagle Rare one, the Russell Reserve, and the Heaven Hill are all printed that way. I'm sure it's intentional, but just these are the things that you notice when you drink whiskey, you know? What can you expect from me? All right, number 2. Ooh, that's different. First smell is, this smells like when you open a fresh pack of worms that you're going to use to go fishing. And I don't mean live worms, I mean artificial worms. I nailed it. That's what it is. Artificial worm smell. That's so strange. I also, I do recognize I have 2 Buffalo Trace products in here, and Weller 12 and Eagle Rare. I thought about putting an Elijah Craig 12, like barrel proof, but gosh, those are just, that proof point would really, in fact, I had commented on Reddit, somebody suggested that proof point I think would really stand out, so I didn't do that. But I do recognize there are 2 Buffalo Trace products in here, which leads me to the comment I was going to make. It is a bit grapey. Now, I say that, and this will end up being the 1792 or the Jack Daniels. Well, that's a good profile. Nice and mellow. Easy drinker. Nice and light. I like that nose quite a bit. Now the palate there, kind of bland. Not a lot going on there. That's disappointing. Because I thought that nose was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I think the nose is good. The palate is just flat. Man. Yeah, just not a lot there. I mean, now here's a couple things I'd also point out. Eagle Rare 12 bottle recently just opened. In fact, just a couple days ago. 1792 bottle just opened. Weller 12 bottle I'm using is a liter bottle that I found a while ago because I just recently got a couple new of the gold foil tops at Buffalo Trace. So that one has been open a while because I've been, not drinking a lot of it just because I kind of want to save it. I like it. That could make it maybe a little mellowed out. And then the Jack 12 is about half gone. So I've been nursing that one just because I've found that to be very hard to find. My point being, this could be that it's a brand new open 1792 and just mellow. Could be that it's the half drank Jack Daniels and it's just kind of chilled out. Although I feel like there's no way Jack Daniels 12 would get the respect it's getting if that was the palate. So I'm throwing that one out as Jack 12. Could be the Weller 12 has been sitting a while and kind of lost some of its profile. It's really hard to say, but I'm going to go ahead and score it. Nose was good. But palate and finish, not what we were looking for here today. Now, how's everybody's World Cup looking? Anybody do a bracket? I am talking to a lot of whiskey drinking Americans, so it's a good chance that you aren't following the World Cup at all. I am a big soccer fan, grew up playing soccer. USA looks great. But the games have been fun. I mean, the venues, the U.S., Canada, and Mexico venues have just really shined. Just an awesome World Cup. They've done such a good job. Hope you're watching. If not, this video, the World Cup will not be over when this video comes out. I'm going to a game July 7th, but it will not be over when this video comes out because the World Cup goes on forever, I feel like, which is cool if you like soccer. But either way, I just recommend tune into a game, check it out, check out the fanfare, it's awesome. Let's move on to, this is the tree glass that I bought at Wild Turkey at a recent distillery tour. So, cool glass, love the logo, of course, Russell Reserve. Let's see what we got. Like this nose better already. That nose does a really nice job of bringing some aged complexity to you. In fact, this one's kind of punching up there with the first nose. I liked the nose on the first one a lot. I like the nose on the second one. It's not as good as the first. This one though, really good nose, good start. Again, caramely. They're all caramely, it's freaking whiskey. Caramely, but a little bit clovey here. Oddly enough, no fishing worm smell. Just kidding. That did have that. Yeah, you can't tell me that doesn't smell like that. That's weird. That palate's a little bit more dusty. A little bit more, Okay, that palate has a little funk to it. In a good way, though. I feel like you get a little bit more peanut in there. I'm not real sure what's kind of interesting. Maybe some like dried leaves. I don't know where that just came from, but leaves in the fall, dried leaves. I'm not saying it's like a fall, like pumpkin spice fall abomination, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I take that back. I like pumpkin spice stuff. Not in my whiskey though. So it has like a fall crunchy leaf vibe to me, but a little dusty, peanutty. So here's how I would decide to score today. I'm setting the nose as the starting point, and then so if I say, hey, the nose is a 3.5, then if I go to the palate, I'm gonna bump that up if it's better. I'm gonna knock it down if it's worse. So like a palate, say, man, that's better than the 3.75 or 3.5. Let's say it's 0.2 better. So I like palate a little bit better. I'll bump it up. That becomes a 3.7. Then when I get to the finish, I'm gonna either bump it down or up or leave it where it is. So far, all of them, the palate has not met the nose. The nose has been the top performer. This one has a better finish than the second one. I need to go back to the first one. I didn't properly evaluate the finish, but that one is a better palate that is also more representative of the nose as well. It doesn't like take a major right turn. You know, that's fine if you want to do that. You know, really change things up from the first one or from the nose to the palate. I understand that that's just sometimes that's how whiskey goes. I feel like for what you're trying to do with a 12-year age stated product, this isn't a finished product. This is just get good aged whiskey in a glass. Be consistent. I think consistency is important on a product like this. And you know, when I say consistency, I mean like from nose to palate to finish. Like that should be a natural progression. It shouldn't be like, hey, this nose is oak, and then there's no fruit in there, and then you taste it and it's just like all red fruit and cherry, and then it goes back on the palate or the finish and it's just something else. There's a place for that. I don't think in a 12-year where you're just trying to put out a straight up 12-year age stated product, you're not doing anything different or creative or blending or finishing. I don't think that's what you want. I think you want a consistent front to back product. And number 3, the tree was a little bit more. Oh, look at that tree 3. That one's officially gonna have to always be in the tree slot. This is the Heaven Hill glass. It is a gold logo printed on there, whereas these are etched. So that's kind of cool. I got this in a gift box. The only problem is the gold. Yeah, I put these through the dishwasher because I just don't care. The gold is rubbing off, which means I guess I'll just have to buy more Heaven Hill. It's been through the dishwasher a lot of times though, so by the time it's actually off of there, I'll probably just leave like an image behind it of where it was printed. That'd be kind of cool too. So let's do this one. All right. Man, we've done a lot of talking about absolutely nothing. Kind of part of the fun though. This nose is good. This nose is rich. Well defined. Straight up punchy in the face caramel. A little bit of oak. A little bit of maybe some spice in there, but not much. Subtle. Whoa, we get a little bit of like, what was that in there? A little bit of allspice coming through. Great nose. Yeah, great nose. Okay. It's a hell of a starting spot. Palate though, a little bit of allspice, vanilla, but not like vanilla ice cream, but like a vanilla flavored candy. That makes sense? Like more of a fake vanilla than and not in a bad way. I really don't mean that in a bad way, but more of like that artificial vanilla flavor than like a true like vanilla bean flavor. That's what we mean. It's like a vanilla candy, not a vanilla bean, which is really that like super rich vanilla. This is more of that like kind of artificial vanilla that then carries you into the finish. Talk about consistency. This one nails it. Yeah, it's a great palate. Man, that's great. Finish though, it does not have one. I mean, I don't know. There is no finish here. There is zero finish on that product. I mean, there's a little bit of, flavor sticking around, but for the most part, no finish. Kind of strange because it does a really nice job on nose and palate. And then it's like when you get all the groceries you want and then you get home. And then by the time you get home, you're like, us guys here, one trip. It's only one trip. You're only allowed to make one trip from the trunk to the fridge or the counter, wherever the groceries are going. And, you get them all on all your arms. You got bags over here, bags over here. You might be holding one in your teeth to make sure one trip, you got to live by that. One trip car to counter. And you're making it, you're looking good. The neighbor saw you and he's like, oh shoot, now I got to do that. That guy, that's a man. That is a man. Look at him getting all his groceries in the house. And then you get to the steps and maybe you bought something sharp, some skewers, or this happens to me at Home Depot every time, which is unrelated to the grocery, but it happens to me at Home Depot. You go buy a tube of caulk. God, I should not have brought that into this video, but here we are. We're just gonna keep rolling. Buy a tube of caulk, and that pointy end, where you eventually are going to use to distribute the product. Trying to be careful here, where you distribute the product, pokes a hole through the bag, the whole thing rips open, everything falls out. I had that happen way too many times. That is this whiskey. The point of the caulk tube is the finish of this, and it just says, screw you. You made it to the door with your 23 bags of groceries, and you're not getting them all in the house, and they'll dump out all over the floor, and hopefully it's nothing that explodes all over the place. That is my analogy for this whiskey. We were killing it on the nose, we were killing it on the palate, and then the finish just fumbled the bag. But such is life. All right, as I like to do, I like to try and visit these in kind of a mixed up order as we go back through them. So don't take me going to one to the other, or over here, over there, as an indication of how the ranking's going to end up. Now, you might say, hey, Greg, you exactly ranked them, how you finished them, or how you revisited them. Okay, well, that wasn't intentional. But I'm just going to go back through these and just kind of see how my scores line up and see where I'm sitting, because I've got a ranking right now, but I have a tie that I need to solve for. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Again, great nose on tree. Great nose. Good palate. A little sour on the second visit. A little sour. Maybe that's what I was looking for when I went to it the first time. That's a interesting note. A little sour coming through. Still good though. Better finish than number 4. But I don't know that its nose is better. Let's go back to the Eagle glass. I mean, that is a vibrant nose. Okay. I mean, this is going to be very close. I guess some of it is they've all done a nice job. Go back to number 4. This is the Heaven Hill glass. Yeah, damn. Freaking great palate. And then just doesn't finish. I don't know. That's so interesting. So interesting. I can't wait to find out what that is. And let's go back to number 2. This is our blank glass, just for sake of remembering. Where are you? Where are you, palate? That's crazy. So weird. Okay, well, with that, we're gonna go ahead and I film in a little bit of a distorted angle, so my arm will look weird here. It's gonna look really big close to the camera. But anyway, that's what's going on. All right, well, I got my ranking. So last place is gonna be the blank glass, which was the second glass, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and go through these. My wife helped put these out here for me. The blank glass, oh man. All right, well, let's get started. Blank glass, Weller 12. Again, this is a liter bottle. You can tell that there's not that much left. I mean, there's probably a third left. Had this one open for quite a while, 90 proof. I had this as a great nose, but the palate, as I mentioned, the palate was just terrible. And this one recently won a blind for me. So I find that rather interesting. You know, day to day, you just never know what's going to happen. So, Weller 12 coming in fourth place of the 12-year age stated products. You know, I was explaining a little bit of, this is the one where I started explaining why some of them have, you know, the levels in some of them, and some of them are open, some of them are brand new, some of them have been sitting around a while. This one has been sitting a while, and that's kind of why I was wondering if it might be this bottle. And my hunch was right. Now, what's interesting to me is the Jack Daniel's 12 has also been sitting a while. Now, it's not as nearly as much space in there as this one has for air, but we'll see if the Jack 12 is able to overcome its time on the shelf. Anyway, I had that as a 3.7 to start out on the nose. I've traditionally really liked Weller 12. The palate, I gave it a -0.5, dropped it down to a 3.2, and then the finish, I gave it another -0.1, dropped it down to a 3.1. So that one was a clear cut. There was a big difference between this and the other three. So let's go ahead and move on. My third place was the Tree Glass, which would be the one that was number Tree. So Tree Glass was, okay, so this is the one I've never had before. Today was a first, 1792 12-year. You can tell by the amount out of here is literally what I was drinking was what came out of here. Will this one evolve over time? I think it probably will. I've heard that this one is one of the best in their lineup. I recently did a 1792 blind and did not have this product yet, so I did not include it, of course. I didn't think it was bad though. It was a 1/10 of a point behind 2 and 2/10 of a point behind 3, or 1. Sorry. So very good, particularly having just been opened. If you believe in that, I kind of have a hard time deciding on if I do or don't. But that being said, I think this one was quite good. I had this as a 3.8 to start, and then I knocked 1 point off for the palate to a 3.7, and I had the finish at flat, so it finished at a 3.7. I thought it was great. This is the one though that when I revisited it, I said it was a little sour, and I think that's what kind of let it settle into where it settled in. So we got 2 left, Eagle Rare 12 and Jack Daniel's 12. Let's see who's in second place. The next glass was in second place is the Heaven Hill glass. And the Heaven Hill glass is Eagle Rare 12. Now, this one I had as just an exceptional nose. I had it as a similar nose quality as our winner, Jack Daniel's 12, batch 3. Apparently, didn't matter that it was half full. Also, I had mentioned early on that I thought maybe that color with the higher proof point could be Jack 12. Turns out that was right. So I had the Heaven Hill 12 glass, the Heaven Hill glass. This is really confusing, I'm now realizing. Let's just go back to what the bottle is. I had the Eagle Rare 12 year at a 4 on the nose. I thought that was a great nose. I mean, really good. Where I felt like it fell off was the finish. I had the palate even. So this thing held a 4.0 through nose and palate. And then I had the finish at a -0.2. I felt like it was just a little lacking on the finish. I'm going to go back and revisit it just to see what we think. I mean, that is an awesome nose. They've done a great job with that. That higher proof point is really helping. It's doing some work. The extra 2 years of doing some work over the regular Eagle Rare. But again, yeah, that finish. There's just nothing there really. This is the one that resulted in my grocery bag analogy. This one had the title if the finish delivered, and it didn't. So that's okay. I'm not biased towards any of these. I am very pleased to see the Jack Daniel's 12. Not a bourbon, right? It's a Tennessee whiskey. So you got 3 iconic brands here in Weller, 1792, and Eagle Rare, all bourbons, and look who came in and won the 12-year blind, Jack Daniel's 12. Hell yeah. Batch 3, great product. Again, 107 proof. Need to maybe blind this against Weller 107. I say that Weller 107 will probably stand out, or one of them they'll both stand out because that weeded profile versus Tennessee whiskey. But either way, same proof point. That's why I bring that up. Excellent showing from the Jack Daniel's 12. This is the first glass we tried, the glass with the eagle on it. Started out at 4.0 on the nose. Now, I had the finish as a minus 0.3, but I had the palate as a plus 0.2. So it actually went 4 to 4.2, then down to a 3.9. Great whiskey. In it, then as a result, it beat this one by a 1/10 of a point, and beat this one and then beat this one. This one beat this one by a 1/10 of a point, and then they all killed this one for whatever reason today. Just where we are. So, yeah, that was a fun little 12-year age statement blind. Some great stuff coming out. I am finding that these things like this one and this one, hell, even this one are more available. This one, rightfully so, I guess, is less available, at least where I live in South Carolina. But dang, we got some great options around here. It's awesome to see 12-year age statements available at stores. All of these, I had to know the store or walked into Buffalo Trace and they just happened to have it. So a little bit more on that. I have now the gold foil top. I was at Buffalo Trace recently and they had these on the shelf. Just happened to go on the days they had them on the shelf. They've switched it to, you see a screw cap here. They switched it to the gold foil. Who knows? Who knows if it would have done better with a freshly opened bottle? Hard to say, really. But it does tell me that I have a backup. There's no reason to be shy about drinking this guy. This one, I think, I'm excited to really see that one open up. This one, if I can get it for the right price, I would back that up. And this one, gosh darn it, I need some more. 10 and 12. I'd love to get a 14, but probably not in the cards for me. Anyway, I just want to remind you, as always, please drink responsibly. And hold on a second. Let's see. Where's our winner? Right here. Jack Daniel's 12. Cheers.